first one is introduction. Piling is a process of driving structural piles into the ground to serve as the building foundation. Piles are used to spread the load of building and firm the ground when soil and earth are not performing well. They are a cost-effective way to combat corrosion and have been shown to extend the life of a structure significantly. Metal, concrete, woods, and steel can all be used to construct piles. They are used in construction to support buildings with weak soil are hammered into the ground. Next, the type of piles. Different types of piling can be categorized by either the purpose of their design or by the method used to supply and install them. Pile can be categorized into this type. The first one is bolt pile, the second one is driven pile, screw piles, the third one, and the fourth one is the sheet piles, and the fifth is the mini pile. We move to the piling process. The first one is spot and setting out pile points, and the second one is drive a thin walled steel tube into the ground and remove all earth left inside. The third one is install steel reinforcement cage into the tubes. The fourth one is to pour the concrete into the hole. The last one is wet concrete to harden, then extract the tube.
Hello everyone and good day. My name is Chee and today I will be presenting about the methodology. So as you can see here, the flowchart of HARAC process has 5 steps, but if necessary to prepare risk control action plan, there will be 6 steps. So I'll be reading from this picture, which is classified work activities, consultations, and then we have identified the hazards and then do a risk assessment and then implement the most safest method. Right, so what is risk assessment formula? So risk assessment formula is risk times severity multiplied by likelihood. So risk refers to the possibility of a bad outcome. So it's a combination of the likelihood of occurrence and the intensity of the effect on the event in questions. Alright. So the likelihood of an occurrence, has 5 types, which is most likely, possible, conceivable, remote, and inconceivable. So it has ranking from 5 to 1. So as you can see here, that the most likely result of the hazard is most likely, which is 5, and inconceivable is practically impossible and won't happen, which has the rating of 1. As you can see here, a likelihood can be defined as an event that will be happen within a specific time frame or under specific conditions. So as you can see, what is severity? So severity according to Osha, which has 5 classes, which is catastrophic, fatal, serious, minor, and negligible. So it also has 5 rating, which is from 5 to 1. Right. So this is the metrics of risk assessment, which you can see there's red, yellow, and green. So what does the red, yellow, and green means? So red is, you can see that it is quite high, which means that it needs immediate action to control the hazard, and it must be avoided. And medium, it means that it only requires a planned approach to control the hazard. And green is probably the best because it has the lowest risk, and it is not necessary to do any planning. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Now I want to present the HARAC table for the piling work. So there are 2 types of hazard. So the first one is the safety hazard, and the second one is the health hazard. Safety hazard is like the unsafe working condition that can cause injury, illness, and death. And for the health hazard, it's like the chemical, physical, or biological factors in our environment that can have negative impacts on our short or long-term health. So for the highest risk range in the safety hazard is the unstable load during testing, which is Cat 25, and the lowest risk for the safety hazard is the swing for a pile point exposed to a pile hole. And then for the health hazard, for the high risk range is have 2, which is constant heavy noise and exposed to spark and hazardous gases during extension pipe welding. And the lowest risk is whole body vibration and constant exposed to direct sunlight, which is get the tank. Thank you.
Hello, my name is DAPHNE and SEBASTIAN. The most serious safety hazard in piling work is the unstable load during site testing. It is placed at the risk of risk safety at the range of 25, which is the highest risk among other safety hazards. Problems are the toppling of the can ledge stack, the collapse of the crane on workers or the public, and the effect of injuries on employees and citizens. Cranes and can ledge are examples of piling equipment. The employee is responsible for ensuring that the lifting work is carried out by the safety scope. The workers must be skilled and have experience in crane operation and lifting. Besides that, the employers are obligated to provide appropriate training to the worker in charge of the lifting operation to ensure that the safety of the worker. Moreover, the lifting operation must be planned by both the site manager and the safety officer before beginning the operation to control the work and risk. The site or area of operation must be made sure that it is clear of obstacles and is blocked out from workers and public. Besides, the safety officer on site must examine and maintain the equipment regularly. For health hazard, the most critical health hazard for piling works are the constant heavy noise and exposure to spark and poisonous gas during extension pile welding, both of which are at high risk level, which is 15. In this situation, persistent heavy noise is the most serious health threat over others, as to the fact that as the start of piling work, excessive and strong noise can have an impact on people around the area of operation. Employers and employees should be involved in the assessment process as well as discussions in controlling mechanisms in place. Controlling noise at source, removing unnecessary noise, thus at design stage, and using an alternative process that generates less noise. Collective control measures, organizing work to ensure time spent in noisy areas are limited, restricting access to noisy operations environments, using noise enclosures and areas to prevent the route of airborne sounds. Lastly, training should be given to employees on how to use, store and maintain hearing protection. Employees should also have a choice of suitable hearing protection so that is comfortable.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is DALILAH NATASYA binti HAMZAH and my metric number is DF190157. So I would like to present about the conclusion for this project. So for the conclusion, we have completing the task by providing the risk assessment report at the workplace according to the HAIRA guideline. So as we know that the risk assessment is one of the major component of risk analysis. The risk assessment needs proper observation of workplace that may cause of safety hazard and health hazard. By carrying out this project, we could determine many hazards were identified according to the guideline, and we also clarified the most critical hazard in the workplace, which emphasize in safety and health hazard. In identifying the most critical hazards, we determined the highest risk value that was shown in the hierarchy table, and we also had learned that the risks are divided into 3 phases, which are low, medium and high. So the risk depends on the likelihood of the sequence of accidents and the severity of the injury or death indicated by the accident. Throughout this project, the most risk range that we got is medium phase, and followed by 7 of high risk range that there is no low phase of risk range that were identified in this project. So the highest risk range with 25.4 of risk range is the hazard unstable load during testing, which can cause toppling of can ledge stack, collapse and injuries. However, we realize that the hazards are usually caused by human factor, unanticipated accidents, negligences, and a variety of other factors. Last but not least, the risk assessment helps a lot to control and ensure the safety and health of workers and campus residents while performing works, so that the accidents and the fatalities can be prevented efficiently. Thank you.